Jason, he works around here. Good morning, 6:50. Let's head in the K-Wave News Zoom room. Chamarita Regis, Emma Tan, thank you so much for you guys' comments here. And we're bringing on Dave Dell'Isola. We already have a question, Dave, off the comments. I'm sure you get a ton of these questions. But someone was asking about, good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Off today.
Morning, Bree.
Hi.
Emma Tan writes in, Dave, please ask about the appeals process for those that received denied PUA benefits. You want to just start there?
Sure.
Okay.
The appeals process is already started. Letters have started to go out, and we started making appointments. I think the first appeals hearings will be occurring around the middle of October. Of course, those are in person, and we did put requests that if anybody wanted a Zoom appeals hearing, that could be accommodated too, and probably could be scheduled earlier, but it's moving forward. We've already had some mock hearings where we practice with claimants, mock claimants coming in, staff, so that they know how to basically answer the quorum, the procedures, and so everything is set up. Also, people are going to start, unfortunately, getting letters of overpayments. And that division has also been set up and is currently sending letters out to those claimants who have gotten overpaid and requesting that money either be paid back or we can make arrangements to offset their future benefits.
How many overpayments are we looking at? A rough estimate?
I believe the overpayments were around, give or take, around 150, 170. If I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of numbers in my head, but somewhere around there. And, and various reasons occur. Some because of the PPP paid past wages, and they've already collected the PUA. They erroneously claimed income incorrectly, and adjustments had to be made. And of course, sometimes they were found not to be qualified for PUA, and they had to pay back the PUA monies that they received. So basically, we're following the guidelines given to us by the feds. And of course, in the overpayments, they also have the full right to appeal the amounts, and they can go in front and basically state their cases and be explained why the overpayment has occurred. So these things are, I guess, the next stage of the evolution of PUA that we are getting aggressively starting to move forward with.
And in terms of these appeals hearings, how many, I guess, to date have filed appeals? People.
The appeals, I believe, were about 70 appeals. I'm not 100% on my numbers because they do change weekly. And as these letters are going out, more may be coming in, of course. But I believe there was 70 appeals the last time I heard, and they're scheduling about maybe anywhere from 10 to 20 a day. And we'll see how it goes. As far as the timing, as we start initially having them, we'll make adjustments accordingly.
We do have a few questions from our online viewers. One of them is asking, why are the PUA payments always late? I thought that it was supposed to be paid every week.
Well, the major delays, as you guys are not unfamiliar with, is because of the fraud. We have to go in and scrub each day. Currently, in the last 3 to 4 weeks, we're experiencing 90% fraud to 10% good claims. And we are experiencing, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's just something that we're going to have to live with. We have identity theft. We have people opening accounts without their knowledge, putting in claims without their knowledge, trying to collect the monies. We got a massive amount from the U.S. trying to come in and trying to file claims. So in that vein, I do want to tell you that tomorrow, which is typically our day that we batch, we're going to batch a new round of payments for all claims up to and including the 19th of August. So that will be batched tonight, and those payments will be going out. Also, if we put out we didn't, but in conjunction with DOA, put out a press release last Friday that the new check process has been implemented and is going out. So people should be aware that they're going to be getting new PUA checks, and this will streamline and quicken the process. In 1 week, DOA was able to get out over 5,000 checks. So this check, it took a little time to program it with our software. Comes as a file where everything is printed on one page with the stamp, the dates, the addresses, the amounts, and it's printed out. And then that printout will go into a machine, and it folds it, seals it, and it's ready to mail. They could do literally thousands. So that's great news for those people who are delayed with the checks. As I always stated, that the preferred method would be the direct deposit, because that goes out within days. So now that the checks will be going out much faster. Mm-hmm. So be on the lookout for those new checks. Those are the kind that you rip off on the sides and the bottoms, and they unfold. Even the banks were surprised, and I got some calls. They were wondering, making sure that these weren't fraud checks, that these new checks were something different. So that this is going to be the new norm, and this is something that we paid DOA with our PUA money, and it's something that's also going to benefit GovGuam moving forward, because they will be able to use this method for paying checks out for GovGuam whenever needed. And it'll be a welcome technological change that'll speed up the process.
We had another question here, Dave, from Emma. She writes in, is there a payment plan to return the money, or does it have to be returned all at one time? And I guess we're talking about overpayments or...
The preferred method is to pay it all at one time, but we understand that the monies may have been spent or something like that, or for other reasons. So there are ways to do a payment plan, and we'll work with the claimant.
What was the
in a lot of instances, they get future PUA payments, so we can always offset it from those future payments. Right?
What was the total on that batch payment going out tomorrow?
I won't know that till tonight.
Okay.
When they actually run the batch, they get all the claims up to the time that they run it, and then they batch it. It takes like anywhere from 6 hours to 8 hours to run all those thousands of claimants. And usually in the morning, late morning, I'll get a printout that says so much for checks, so much for direct deposits, and so much for tax.
Mm-hmm. Under this new P-Corps, are you guys open? What's the status operations for DLL?
That's a good question. So with this new P-Corps starting this week, we are reestablishing and getting ready to open up the libraries, and our hopes is to get the libraries open by next week. So we're trying to get all the numbers. I'll be giving you the numbers again, and getting the personnel and the infrastructure in place in each of the libraries. So we're using this week to get back out there and get it established. We're going to be initially just doing appointments only, you can understand. And hopefully down the road, like we were before this PCOR, we were able just to see anybody who wanted to have a problem with their claims to go ahead and come in and take care of it right then and there. Like I said, we were in the downslope of the claims and the problems until this new PCOR hit. So I'm sure we have a big uptick on people that are having problems remembering how to file the weekly claims and things like that. So by appointment only, we will give you the numbers, what to call probably today, and you can call in and make your appointments, and we'll slowly get ramped up effective next week.
Okay, we'll certainly get that information out once you guys send it over. Any final comments that you need to get out to our listeners and viewers?
The comment that last week we put out a pressure on money mules and financials. I can't stress enough to the public to look at your bank accounts, look at your activities, make sure there's nothing fishy or wrong. Letters that you might have gotten or anything that might indicate that you had identity theft, or somebody opened up an account or is depositing money or doing something with your existing accounts, or possibly opened up a different account for you. This is happening here on Guam, not in huge numbers, but you'd be surprised. We call people up and they have no idea that they've put in a PUA claim, and somebody's basically gotten everything that they had, all the way from their bank accounts to their addresses to the phone numbers to everything, and try to use their identity to file a claim. So be cognizant of your financial situation. When you get those statements, make sure you open them up and look at them. Talk to your bank and see if anything has been opened or anything that recent activities that may be not something that you did.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave, for always coming on the show and keeping everybody informed.
I appreciate you guys having me on weekly.
All right.
Thank you,
You
Dave.
guys be safe.
Enjoy
You
your
be safe,
coffee.
too.
What kind of coffee you drinking this morning, Dave? Looks good.
Oh, my normal cappuccino.
Oh, eat it, Dave.
Fancy.
Yeah, no, Bree got us fancy. What is this, Bree?
It's a Columbia
Finance
medium
Starbucks.
roast star.
It's Starbucks now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fancy coffee in an old school coffee machine, but it works.
Hey, what are you talking about? 7:03. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you guys. You
All
guys take care, and thank you for having me.
Of
Okay.
course. There you go.
We know we did put out in the ask to the FBI to come